video topic requests, or if you just want to let me know you rock with me, send a donation to the Cash App or one of these other places, you feel me? Much appreciated. And follow me on social media. What's up, y'all? State Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador. And I want to get into 9 of my biggest fears, but I feel like these 9 fears probably equate to every man. Now, some of these is stuff that men can admit, and other things are things that, men can't admit because, they're not like in touch with their like feelings and stuff like that. As a man, I definitely understand how, we just wasn't brought up like that. And sometimes I feel like maybe it's for the best that men are not allowed to be so emotional. However, I do feel like a man must know how to communicate and express how he feels about things. But without further ado, let's get into the 9 biggest fears every man probably has, right? So starting with number 1, my biggest fear or a man's biggest fear. Number 1, oh yeah, this is not in any order of most important to least important. This is just 9 of the ones that I could come up with in my head. But number 1, not being able to control my emotions and ending up in jail or ending up in jail again. I believe that every man, fear is the wrong word. I feel like fear is every man's enemy, but these are things that really like concern us or like concern me. And not being able to control my emotions and going to jail, that is one thing that I really consume myself with, totally not allowing to happen. I personally can say from experience that I've done some very stupid things by not being able to control my emotions. It's essential that all of us men, we have to have tougher skin. We can't call ourselves men or real niggas or anything like that if we can give a whole nother person power over our thoughts and our actions just by them giving us a certain type of look out in public or in the club type setting or in the street, in the hood. We cannot be real men. We cannot be intellectual men of body, sound, and mind. If the slightest little thing could tick us off, and before you know it, we done blacked out, stabbed another person that looked like us, shot another person that looked like us, and now here we are facing the rest of our lives in jail with, kids that need us, moms that need our love and support. We can't do that. That's just the first fear. Second fear, doing jail time and not being here to raise my sons. This was my first time having my kids over the summer because this is my second summer in this apartment that I have. This completes my first full year having this apartment. And while I've had my sons here, I could say that I definitely had the time of my life. You don't understand how important it is to keep yourself out of jail, especially when you didn't have kids, when you went to jail, and now you have kids, but you still got that regular, everyday things possibly that could trigger you and cause you to go to jail again. And that can be anything from feeling like you low on cash, anything from dealing with the wrong girl and she gets you upset and forces you to show a negative side of yourself. Any of these old things could be something that could tick you off, or you could already be involved in the streets and have kids and have been to jail, but you still involved in the streets. You're a resident gang member, and I'm trying to be an influence on our people to stop doing with the gang stuff. Nothing beneficial comes from it. Nothing beneficial has ever come from it. Just like any other organization we try to put together, there's always gonna be people that try to infiltrate it. Unfortunately, they've always been successfully infiltrated. And being that all of these organizations have been infiltrated, there's really no reason to participate in these organizations because nothing's gonna happen besides jail and death. And on top of all of that, combined, wasted time, wasted potential. So, you know, that's another fear of mine. Going into number 3, dying in a plane crash. Now, the fear of dying in a plane crash comes from being from New York and being brainwashed and indoctrinated with 9/11. Okay, now 9/11, and then watching the news and allegedly seeing a plane go into the Twin Towers and seeing the evidence of World Trade Center 7, which didn't get hit by a plane, if you know what I'm getting at, but it went down anyway. And like the Pentagon, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. And it's like I've been indoctrinated. You know, like September 11, 2001 happened. I was 10 years old, you know what I'm saying? And I remember being very afraid, like especially afraid for my mom, because my mom worked downtown, not too far from the World Trade Center building and the Twin Towers. And to be honest, I haven't taken a plane since then. Anywhere I went on vacation or anything, I either took a coach bus or I was in a car on the ground, you know what I'm saying? I know there's statistics that say you're more likely to maybe die in, like a car crash or get eaten by a shark before you die in a plane crash, but it's just spooky, you know what I'm saying? That's really one of those things where you really gotta leave it to the fate of the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in. Whoever helps you sleep at night, helps you be a good person. That's one of those things where I feel like you really just gotta leave it to that. Leave it to him, her, them, that force, those beings, whatever. Because once you in that air, it's really nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? It's like either you gonna make it or you not. And that's a fear, but probably one of the fears that I'ma definitely overcome. You know what I'm saying? Cause I definitely intend on traveling as I'm making more money for myself and empowering myself and strengthening my mind. It's gonna have to come with me gaining more knowledge of the world and seeing the world, and you know what I'm saying? Just getting the creative juices flowing. But number 4, wasting my potential in my 30s. I'm currently 30 right now. I haven't worked a 9 to 5. Since I began monetizing my YouTube channel. Being that I live in South Carolina, it's easier to manage that. Had I been living in New York, I definitely would still have to keep a job because New York is expensive as hell, you know. But a fear of mine is wasting my potential in my 30s, you know. Like, I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I have more sexual discipline than a lot of men around me, but sexual discipline is still an issue for me. Controlling sexual urges is still an issue for me. Financial literacy is still an issue for me. I've been doing research and things like that, but I cannot say that I've put in everything I've researched and applied it to my life. I'm still working on that, and as an affirmation, I will be doing that, you know what I'm saying? But this is just a lot of the things that, you know, you deal with when you come from where I come from, and you're not used to building wealth. You're not necessarily taught self-discipline, you know, balance. We just are not in an age and time where it's cool to have balance and self-control, you know? So being that I'm raising kids, I will not allow myself to waste my potential in my 30s. Moving on to the next one, number 5. Having sons who practice the alternative lifestyle is a fear of mine. Not because I'm against or I have hatred or disdain for people who live the alternative lifestyle. You know, I got family, blood relatives, you know what I'm saying, who are men and women, and they live in that lifestyle, you know, and these are people who I would kill and die and live for. But me personally, for my sons, I feel like parents are not honest enough. So I'm just gonna say it. I don't want my sons to go in that route. I don't. They're black kids. They're black kids. They're already gonna be viewed a certain way before they even get the opportunity to show who they really are. You know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna be the stereotypical young black kids. Not my kids. I'll die trying to make sure that they don't go that direction. Trying to make sure that they're better than me. They're making more money than I am by 30. You know what I'm saying? They had better education, better clothes than I did, better living circumstances. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in the field work for that right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be perfectly honest. Not only do I want grandkids, and that's not going to be possible through that switch in lifestyle, but also I have my sons with me currently right now, and my sons like girls. So now if you're intelligent and you understand what causes some of these people to go into this lifestyle, a lot of it is environmental. And a lot of these people who go into that lifestyle, they possibly were abused as children, usually by close relatives, either family, friends, or family. You know what I'm saying? Any adult who are given authority to watch and protect these children. So my sons are 9 right now. They're beginning puberty. They argue about having more girlfriends than the other one. I've been discussing sex with them and where kids come from. They like girls, okay? Like, they're literally attracted to girls, have always been attracted to girls. So if my sons get 13, 14, 15, 16, and then I possibly see them, cross-dressing or acting as a layer of feminine, you know what I'm saying, that I'm not used to seeing with them, I'm going to be upset, and I'm going to have questions for their moms, their teachers, everyone. I'm going to assume that somebody did something wrong to my child, or my child was exposed to something that they weren't supposed to be exposed to. However, with that being said, of course, I'm still going to love my sons. Am I going to support it? No. Supporting your child and then supporting a lifestyle that you don't agree with is two different things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, loving your child and supporting a lifestyle that you don't agree with is two different things, And that's just something that I don't want for my children, I want them to grow up to be masculine men, real men, better men than me. And that's not going to happen if they going this way and then they start going that way and they start doing that. It's just not going to work. But moving on, number 6. Having to move back with my mom for not managing my money or my time properly. As people who are very familiar with my channel know, I was renting a room in my cousin's house with a man and their kids for 2-3 years while I worked for Amazon, getting myself together, making a fairly decent amount of money, not saving it at all. And when I decided to move to New York, I kind of just told myself, let's just do it. If I don't do this now, I may never do it. I'm not happy in New York. I feel like something in me is telling me that my destiny will begin to go underway starting when I move back to where my roots are from, which is South Carolina. Now, I had to move in with my mom and stay with my mom and work a bullshit job. Like, first of all, I worked at Family Dollar and Pizza Hut when I first moved in with my mom, and it was a real uncomfortable situation. And that's why I put in that work and got my apartment within 11 months of living with my mom, because it's like I was away from my mom for about 6 years, thugging it on my own, having broke times, having up times, all of that. And my thing is this: worst come to worst, I have no problem going to my mom's house, not having to pay rent, and starting over. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that. But is that something I want to do? No. Want to know why? Because I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 30. Now, any man, if you fall on hard times and that's what you have to do, then that's just what you have to do. But don't make it a habit. Get there, make yourself uncomfortable. Allow your mom or whoever to make you uncomfortable, because that's gonna force you and put and it's gonna put a flame up under your ass to do what you have to do. Now, number 7, getting towards the end. My kids being sexually abused. I'm gonna be totally honest. If I find out my kids have been sexually abused, you just better hope the abusers get caught by police before I catch them. Because I literally had no problem throwing my life away or attempting to throw my life away by removing somebody's soul from their body for doing something to my children. And that's just as simple as that. I'm a lion. I'm a lion. I'm a lion. Don't touch mines. Don't touch mines. Anybody that knows me, that really knows me, know I have a history of harming people who do bad things to the people I care about, especially the women in my family. You know what I'm saying? I done traveled to places pretending I got a gun, risking it all. You know what I'm saying? Going to scare people and beat up people that hurt my cousins. I've in the past done things to guys who got into my baby mom. It's as simple as this. If at any moment I consider you to be mine, I have to protect you. And with that being said, my own kids that came out of my ball sack, you do something to them, I'm removing you off this earth. Period, man. Period. Want to know why? Because even if you don't kill my kids, you have taken their innocence and their life away from them. You're going to send them down a dark mental path that was not meant for them, but now they have to go through it. They're going to need therapy. They're going to need all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get past that before I get pissed off. Going into the last 2 fears of the 9 fears that I have, and I feel like every man has or should have. Number 8, giving the wrong person another chance. Period. That goes with the wrong women. That goes with the wrong friends, which is an oxymoron to say the wrong friends, because if they're the wrong friends, then in fact they are not your friends. They're enemies. Period. Period. People trying to use you. People trying to use and abuse you. Bloodsuckers, leeches, just anyone in general who crossed me. I fear giving the wrong person another chance, and it hurt, and it ends up costing me a lot of money, or it ends up costing me my life, or you know what I'm saying, it ends up costing me my freedom. You know, like that's just something I do not want to deal with. And number 9, which is not the most important, but one of the most important fears that I have, which is loving a thought / loving a thought again. As somebody who's been through this before, it's very nerve-wracking, you know what I'm saying? Men, we're highly egotistical. We take betrayal by women harder than they take from us, because deep down, they know men's supposed to have extra chicks. Like they know. And they also know that all we be wanting to do is just get a nut and go about our business and go home to the woman we love. But we just live in a society where women feel like they have a right to demand more of that from us, and that's because men, institutions have given them the right to do that. But the difference between them and us is that we just have a natural urge to breed, which was a God-given thing to us that a lot of us abuse. This all ties in with sexual discipline and stuff like that. But in all the reality, we're still here to breed. We may not like a woman at all. We can hate a woman and still sleep with her, get her pregnant, be there for our kids, you know what I'm saying? If he wants to be a man, which he should. Nobody's perfect though, but yeah, eventually be a man, and don't take too long. Don't wait till your son is a teenager to try to be a man. Then you failed terribly. But the difference between men and women is that Women usually really like a guy before they sleep with them. Unless they streetwalkers, they usually really like a guy. And that's what devastates a man, because the man knows that. A man knows that, you know what I'm saying? But without further ado, my list is done. These are my top 9 biggest fears, or the top 9 biggest fears every man probably has. Let me know if y'all like this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.